The newest Way the Hunter update is officially out as of yesterday. We have Melanistic Caribou, the 3 new scopes, new trophy variations for mule deer, and a ton of bug fixes all in the game. And I was gonna go to Aurora Shores and start managing our caribou herds, looking for melanistics, and hopefully age up our melanistic moose. But the new mule deer racks have just captured my attention so much that I wanted to come here to Nez Perce. Kind of for 2 reasons. Number 1, start managing to hopefully get some of them. But more importantly, number 2, see if basically the already existing mule deer on our map might have those new variations. So there's better mule deer down there than I thought. We're going to scoot down there and actually go and spot those things. I wanted to maybe go for a long shot with that scope, but that one buck looked pretty good. The best one I'm seeing is this 3-star. I thought from a distance he was bigger than that, but maybe that was what we're looking at. He's kind of grayish, but I think this 2-star mature behind him is probably the one to go for. So we have the Monoblock 270 today, probably of the new Styre Arms pack, the one that we've used the least. And actually, with his head up, easiest shot to go for at that angle, we'll go ahead and drop him. So one thing I will say, despite the fact that those mule deer really all were bigger than I remembered for this herd right outside the lodge, none of them had any new antlers. And that's kind of what I expect. I don't imagine we're going to see, other than maybe some youngs that have just potentially spawned in. We did rest to morning here. I don't think we're going to see any new racks, but it kind of depends how they would approach it. So I figure we'll just run around and see. An absolute worst case, we're going to absolutely focus on mule deer, shoot as many as we can, and hopefully in the future have some unique 5-stars, maybe some unique rares even, down the road. We hit this guy before with the 30-06, couldn't even imagine when that was. Second shot got him in the skull and brought him down. He is a 42%er, and based on what we're seeing in that herd, almost certainly one of the worst there, which should help things out considerably. Now that buck, on the other hand, may have something to say in the whole 5-stars being added to the trophy lodge side of things. I don't think he's terribly gray. Like, compare him to this one, he's got another year or 2 in him, and that is a new rack. That's really interesting. So I don't want to say there's no way. I guess they could have maybe changed things, but I would like to think there's no way that that wasn't an already existing, maybe 3-star. I think that makes the most sense. So maybe he was a 3-star. I mentioned we rested back to early morning to begin this hunt, and assuming things aged, there would then be a potential for a 3-star that was very much typical to grow some non-typical times going to a 4-star. That's super exciting because now any potential 5-stars that may be on the map, and frankly we've been busy with other maps so I don't even know if there are any, there's a chance they could come up with those unique racks. So before we shoot the 1-star mature beside him, we're gonna maybe sneak it a little closer, potentially even try to call him in, and just see what that looks like. I'm so glad we chose Nez Perce today. That's another one. Not sure he's in spotting range, and he's maybe only a 3-star. You can see he's young though, like he's still brown. Can't quite spot that, but they shouldn't spook from this. But it's super exciting to know this entire hunt, we have the potential to encounter these new racks, and like I said, maybe there'll be a 5-star new rack by the time we're done. But bringing this guy in, I want to get like a nice photo of him. Just, I mean, it looks to me like what I imagine with a trophy mule deer. Like, he's got those additional tines up there, and he's only a 4-star. They get bigger than that. I mean, picturesque is what this is. I definitely want to get a couple of screenshots before we take him, but I love to see that kind of stuff, and I talked about it in the development branch video that we did. The hope for whitetail racks, elk racks, things like that to be expanded like the mule deer, I think that really does a lot for Way the Hunter. I think he's maybe onto us a little bit. Maybe that was just a call? Nothing's alert, so see if we can get our screenshots and take that 1-star. I literally cannot wait to see if he becomes a 5-star, and hopefully if he does, he'll carry those unique characteristics. But as for that 1-star, we may have to attempt a headshot again. I'm going to go with the Styre full stock here. And what I'm thinking of is maybe, you know what we can do though? If we alert the 4-star just by kind of casually moving around, it should kind of make the rest of the herd go alert as well. Well, that didn't really work like I wanted. Fortunately, our 1-star just bedded down. I don't know why they didn't immediately take off. I think they would have eventually gotten up and ran, but in the end, got to look at one of the new racks, got to take the 1-star out of there, and we get to go over there and take a quick peek at whatever that is. And obviously in this case, not as impressive a rack. We did get the brain shot straight through the skull there with that 9.3 round, 34%er, and I'm pretty sure both antlers that were already existing in the game. So nice to know not everything is going to change. And let's go see, because the more I looked at that buck out there 300 yards away, the better he seemed to appear to be. So that's him, a 3-star mature, which is exactly what we want to see. And I don't think we'll go to all the efforts of calling him all the way in, but suffice it to say, that is an awesome looking buck. He's got like the double forks, and I'm only hoping there's a 5-star variation of that rack. I do think he's got a real good chance of getting to 5 stars, but once again, there's a 1-star mature in the herd, and we'll worry about taking that for now. So back to the 270 we go. We got a nice broadside shot. A 0 for 219. Tuck that right in behind the shoulder. That was a really nice drop animation. Almost as if we hit, like, you know, through the shoulder or possibly spine. I don't know that that's what happened, but that was kind of what that looked like if we were to translate to real life. There's these graphical fixes, like I mentioned the rocks. They were all like appearing way too dark. It just makes this map looks so much nicer that everything's how it's supposed to be. As for our second 1-star mature in a row though, double lunged him. So yeah, no shoulder, no spine in there, but that drop animation really kind of, you know, looked that way. 28%er. Some of these public land bucks, there appear to be some big ones, like the 4-star mature that we just saw, that 3-star that really looks good. Taking out those 29, 42, those type of low genetic potential bucks mean that the offspring of those big ones are going to be better off and higher genetic potential with the little ones removed. You know, it's interesting. It seems every herd right now, we've got like one 1-star mature and a couple of promising bucks. I can't tell with this guy. I think, yeah, he's an uneven 3-star. He's got one new antler on the left and then an old one on the right. And then another buck on this side. Actually very typical. Also a 3-star. And looking maybe a little bit more promising. So either way, we're still going to end up taking the 1-star. I think eventually this one needs taken out because he's not going to get to 5. Maybe that'll be for next time. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get this one. But I like what I'm seeing. It's darn near every herd has some of these new characteristics of the antlers. And what that probably means, at least my guess, is that fairly consistently, you know, trophy mule deer in the future, whether it's 5 stars or whether it's just, let's say, like a 3-star mature melanistic, 4-star mature, whatever, a mature mule deer should have good odds of actually, you know, having some of these non-typical or even just, you know, new tines added to the racks. And I think that's awesome. I really think that makes them look more realistic. You don't, you know, get nothing but typical mule deer. It's very common that you get some of those additional tines, and now we have them. We also have, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 1-star mature mule deer down now. Little 35%er. And it's, like I said, it's almost every herd. There seems to be 2 that are 60, 70 plus, if not better, and then 1 sub 40. I'm pretty confident, at least, that the mule deer populations haven't changed. I think things have just aged like I talked about, and maybe we just had a bunch of 1-star adults that were ready to turn to matures. Because I otherwise think we would have shot all these already. But it certainly makes it easy here. We get to take something out every herd, and we also get to see some of those new antlers. Well, sometimes it certainly pays to check out some spots just while waiting for mule deer drink time. Got a melanistic doe out there. Just kind of checking too. I think that's a new rack. Pretty sure they're just beyond where we can spot, so I'm not sure we can actually see what that is. But about 340 to the doe, she's just bedding. And it's a tough call here because the 9.3 loses significant energy over long distance. I don't know though, we almost got a punch to the shoulder. I guess we'll go 270 and see what happens. See if we can land this around 340. Got that butt clearing. So, try to punch that in there. Looks like we got a lung. And that certainly looks to be a new rack to me. It's not necessarily non-typical in any way, but it's got some like different shaped forks. Anyway, toes going down not terribly far from there, so we'll have to make our way around. And as far as trophy photos go, not our best, at least not our worst. It always feels like our rares fall in the worst spot to take a photo, and all this grass here kind of obstructs almost any angle. But we were able to kind of punch through that shoulder blade, got the double lung at 328 yards with the 270, so that's good to see. That was an adult, so she's been around a while, just not a spot we go to all that often for mule deer. But the good news is, we're now past 11 a.m. I want to go down here into Diamond Drill and just see what's around. I feel like we had been watching a couple of 4 stars. Who knows what might be around? Maybe they've all died, maybe one of them got there, but already we've gotten to see so many of those new racks, but we know there's more out there. So absolute worst case, maybe we get to see some stuff we haven't yet. I see something we have not encountered just yet, and we may have to call it in. It's gonna be tough to really be able to spot it. But this buck, this mature one here, you can kind of see it. He's got a couple of additional stickers, little short stickers, just below the first forks. I'll bring him in so we can really see. Oh, he's got some off the bases too. That is awesome. And I don't know if I'm crazy, but this is just a normal, typical 5x5. Even that looks a little different. Like the forks and the shape of it seem unique to me. He's a 4-star, and the one with the stickers is a 3-star. So I'm hoping he'll just respond to a high fitness call. But I want to bring that in, maybe get some screenshots and just show you what I'm talking about. So now we see it a little bit better. Just a couple of, not crazy stickers. They're even, coming off of the bases there, and like I said, just below that first fork. But it's simple stuff like that, in my opinion, that really can just, keep the playing experience fresh and unique when we've got bucks coming in like this. And I really hope, knowing the way the Hunter devs, I kind of expected to see, a 5-star equivalent of this rack with the stickers, because I just think it is incredible to have just, little minute differences between the racks. The ones like what we saw before, by far my favorite, but these little like non-typical tines, I love to see that. Anyway, there was, and probably still is somewhere, a 2-star mature. I kind of think he was responding to the call. So maybe he's going to come up out of there. It might have been, yeah, that one right there. So if he'll give us an opportunity, we may have to headshot him, which we've done plenty today, so we can do it again. We'll try to get him down for the better of the herd. And there's still a couple of spots I want to check, but mostly it's been 4 stars. And the best news about that is we should be in very good hands in terms of getting 5-star mule deer and hopefully chances at seeing what type of new 5-star racks there are in the very near future. That dropped that guy. I feel like that shot hit a little high, but got the job done. Curious to see if we hit the spine. We didn't. It actually wasn't that bad. A little above the center line, the lungs, but double lung, 133 yards, 54%. That is, I didn't even realize it. That left side is new. We saw one like this on the development branch, but cool to see that here in the live game. But let's sell that. Got a couple more spots I want to check, including, I think it's maybe that herd. Sometimes drinks a little further down this creek. Now, I probably shouldn't do this. This is a 3-star mature muley, but I'm quite confident he's not going to get to 5, because he is uneven. Now, is he the best one to take out of here? Almost certainly not. Like, there's a 2-star mature back there, though he is still kind of youngish. Looks pretty brown still. Got a 1-star mature there that we should definitely take. But I have to see at least the one side of that rack. I've been wanting to get that, like, double fork. We have one right in front of us. So we gotta drop with the 9.3. I really want to see it up close. And again, I'm so hopeful that there's going to be kind of like 5-star variations of all these things, because that's why I think it's likely that there will be, because that's of course what everyone is hunting for and trying to put into their lodges are those 5 stars. So in theory, there could be basically a larger variant of this rack. And that would be something I'd love to put in the lodge. Got a lung and liver shot there, but the important thing here is what that antler looks like. I just think that's so cool, because ultimately what that kind of ends up becoming is I guess a 7x7? Assuming it were even. I just think that's really, really neat, and definitely something to strive for. Like, just scale that up a little bit. That would be an incredible looking buck. Now, I'm not sure how they do, like, the score and stuff. That will be interesting, hopefully, to find a 5-star with the new racks and see what the score ends up being. Do they have... It only shows length of typical points. Maybe that's how they do it. Maybe the non-typical points are essentially just kind of not counted. It'd be, down the road, maybe they do count them somewhere and I just don't see it. Down the road, I would definitely like to see, maybe the ones with the additional time scoring higher. But for now, I just want to see as many 5-star variants as possible. Now, this is intriguing. If I'm not mistaken, this is the same basic frame as a 2-star adult we killed in the dev branch that was 95%. Now, it's a 2-star mature, and I think 2-star mature mule deer can make it. I just kind of think they should be bigger than that. This is potentially going to be a learning experience. We may be ruining a future 5-star, but I gotta know. Especially because it was a guarantee at 95% that one we shot in the dev branch would have been a 5-star. I think this is going to be our last kill. And also because of that, because I want to end on this, I think it's just important to know going forward, like if you see this rack, maybe it's dependent, adult versus mature, whether it's actually worth taking out. Certainly a younger mature, and I said it at the time, it looks like a desert mule deer rack to me. I really like it. Double lunged him, fingers crossed this isn't a mistake. 66%. So I suppose, if it's on a mature, less of a problem. If that's a 2-star adult, I certainly wouldn't be shooting it, but I really like to see all those different racks. Unfortunately, no 5-stars today, but we did have that melanistic doe. We got to see, I don't even know how many 4-stars. Many of them already have those new rack characteristics, and I cannot wait for our first 5-star with those new unique racks. I love them. I don't think I've seen a single one yet that I haven't liked, and maybe it'll be next time. Maybe by the time we come out here again, we'll have some aging, we'll have a 5-star out here, and we can try to take it out. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.